Hello, welcome to Dundrol's podcast. I'm your host Justin. For this week's weekly book review, I'm reviewing Mark Frost's The List of Seven, which is a dark mystery thriller. And Mark Frost, for people who don't know, is the co-creator of the TV show Twin Peaks, which is why I got this book in the first place, because I finished Twin Peaks and wanted to see if any of Mark Frost's work was kind of similar to Twin Peaks. And this book very much has that mystery, supernatural story in it, with lots of action adventures. The book is set in 1884 in London, England, and the story's main character is none other than Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes. And also you get a cameo by Bram Stoker, which is why I have Dracula here. So the story is about basically Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is a young doctor. He's 26 in the book, and it's about how one night on Christmas Eve he gets a letter from a woman asking for his help, because at this point he kind of is this debunker of psychics and stuff, of the supernatural. So he gets asked to go to this address where there's a séance going on, and he finds the writer of the note, and it's this noble woman who's there with her brother trying to find out where her missing son is, right? And at the séance, things go wrong. The woman and her brother are killed, and the strange men in gray hoods, no eye holes, by the way, show up and try to kill Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who's not a sir at this point, he's just a doctor. And he gets saved by this man in black called Jack Sparks, who is a servant of the Queen. He works for he's like a secret agent kind of character, right? And tells Sir Arthur Conan Doyle that the seance was a trap, and that there are these people out to get you because you wrote this book that you tried to get published called The Dark Brotherhood, which is about this book about a conspiracy of people that are in high positions of power trying to resurrect the devil or whatever. And it turns out that that the book that he tried to get published found its hands into the actual people who are trying to make that happen. So they tried to have him killed. So what happens is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle joins with Jack Sparks on this adventure to try to figure out what's going on, and what the actual objective of the conspiracy is, and who the people are in the conspiracy, which the list of seven is a reference to those people. One of those people in the conspiracy is Jack Sparks' older brother, Alexander Sparks, who is the nemesis in the book, and is obviously is based off characters like Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes and Dracula, which you have cameos, like I said, besides from Arthur Conan Doyle. Bram Stoker makes a brief cameo in the book, right? So I really enjoyed this book. Lots of action, lots of supernatural events. There's zombies and mummies in the book. Even references to elves and leprechauns and whatnot. And you also have dark humor that you would recognize from which Peaks is also in the book, right? There's a scene where a little dog dies, which was supposed to be humorous, I guess. I wasn't a fan of that, but there are like some genuine like dark humor in the book that was funny. Some things about the book that some people might not like is they're interviewing this one character, and he goes on this like uh, racial tirade and says like racial slurs and stuff. People might get offended by that, but that's only once in the book. There's not a lot of swearing in the book because most of our characters don't swear at all, but occasionally they do encounter characters where there is swearing. I really enjoyed this book, and I think if you're a fan of like Twin Peaks and you're a fan of like supernatural thrillers with a little mix of like Sherlock Holmes style murder mystery, you'll probably enjoy this book, right? I enjoyed it a lot. It's only like 401 pages, right? And there's a little bit of a twist ending that might like there's a twist ending in the book that might like that was kind of like a shocker, which I was like, what the fuck? That yeah, they make a reference to a historical a historical figure at the end of the book, which might which seemed over the top, but it was like whatever, it is what it is. I still enjoyed the book, and I'm going to check out the sequel, the Six Messiahs, which takes place in America, right? So I really enjoyed the book, and I would recommend it. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Though there is one scene where they're talking about a murder that happened, where the nemesis, when he was a teenager, killed a boy, and made it look like he was stung to death by honeybees. I I happen to know that honeybees don't sting, or they like that, or they don't like you would have to even you would have to provoke them like I think you would have to provoke them very very aggressively to get them to sting. I think I was told they don't sting at my job, but like where I encountered like bees. So I could be wrong, but yeah, I thought that kind of bothered me. But there were other stuff like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the book, and I think most people who read it would enjoy it, especially if you're a fan of supernatural like thrillers, and you enjoy like the TV show Twin Peaks, which unlike the TV show Twin Peaks is not like a cluster like a mind boggler. They do explain. They pretty much do explain everything at the end of the book, right? Except for little things. But yeah, they pretty much wrap everything up. So if you didn't understand any, what was going on, they pretty much spelled it out for you at the end of the book. So our next book review is going to be Robert Newcomb's The Fifth Sorceress, which is supposed to be one of the worst fantasy books ever written, according to booktubers, right, and on people on Goodreads. But like I'm one of those people where I'm curious and I want to find out for myself. Hey, is this book as bad as people say it is? So yeah, look forward to this review next week. All right, guys.